Hello, hello everybody. Welcome. Solstice blessings to you all. I am really looking forward to this time together. Um, we'll give it a couple minutes to let people arrive, but if you want to, if you haven't already got a journal, we'll be doing a bit of journaling, and if you have a candle, we're going to light a candle as well. So if you want to go ahead and get those things to do our ritual together. Okay, so today for our ritual, I'm just going to share a little bit about the solstice and some of the themes that are very present for me this year. And then we're going to go through a little journaling practice. And then I have a meditation. And then we'll do a journaling practice at the end. So we'll have a meditation in the middle and 2 points of reflection on each end of the meditation. Then I'll be sharing just some simple rituals that you could do today to honor the solstice. And at the very end, I'll be doing a giveaway for reaching the milestone of 1,000 followers here on Insight Timer. So if you stay towards the end, I'll be giving away a tarot reading. So if you want that, if you're interested in that, you can stay till the end, and I'll be we'll figure out who gets that giveaway. Yeah, excellent. So let's talk a little bit about the solstice. So I'm sure many of you have, connected with other rituals. I saw there's like lots of things happening today on this platform for the solstice, which is like really exciting. I myself, I'm a cyclical living guide, and so following along with the cycles of the earth is like foundational to my spiritual practices, foundational to understanding who I am, connecting my own cyclical body in with the cycles of the earth. And so seeing so many people here honoring the solstice energy is really encouraging. It is another point of warming me up from the inside. So I'm sure you've heard, a lot of reflections on the meaning of the solstice and the different symbols and things we can connect with at this time. So I'll just share the one main one that seems to be very present for me at the moment. And this idea of the word solstice, actually means the sun standing still. And this comes from what's the word? Observance. This comes from observing the sun over 3 days around the solstice, that it rises and it sets at the same place on the horizon. And so it seems to be, standing still. It's not moving, elsewhere on the horizon. It's rising and setting at the same exact place for 3 days. So that's the idea of the sun standing still, meaning solstice. And so this sort of idea about it being a moment to a pause, to be still. And in this point of the cycle, it's so important because this is a liminal space that we're in here in this season. So for those of you that know the wheel of the year, you'll know that in the end of October, beginning of November was Samhain, which is the end of the harvest season, and it is this connection to death and the other world. And then on the other side, coming up the end of January, beginning of February, is Imbolc, which is the connection to new life and rebirth. So we have these two bookends, of death and of life. And here we are in the center of that, in the middle of that for the winter solstice. So this is a point of transition, right? We're transitioning between this death and life. We're transitioning between dark and light. there was one more that I don't remember. Transitioning between night and day, right? And so here we are at this point of transition and invited to be still in this moment, to take a pause and just to be. Hmm. And the other theme that's going along for me at the moment is this idea of gestation. And so thinking about a gestational period, if you're thinking about it in pregnancy, the gestational period when the new life is forming in the womb, and inside the womb is a very dark place. Just like, underneath the surface of the earth is a very dark place. But that is where the life is coming from. It's coming from these places of darkness. Thinking about the cocoon of a butterfly as well, right? Within these places of darkness, new life is going to emerge. And so this is our chance to come here with a moment of pause, a moment of stillness, trusting that in this darkness, new life is going to be emerging. Yeah, so that's what I am sitting with in reflection this year for the solstice. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So we're gonna journey back in time. Journey back in time to January of 2021. So go ahead and think back. What was happening for you in January of 2021? Thinking about, this new year arrived and all of those hopes and dreams you held at the end of 2020 coming into 21. And just put yourself in that space. And then go ahead and journey along throughout your year. We're going to notice two things. The first thing we're going to notice is all of the things that we are celebrating and we're grateful for. So, thinking about this whole last year, what are all of the things that we can celebrate here at this point, that we have harvested and that we are grateful for? And you can go ahead and write that down in your journal, all the things you're celebrating, and you can share with us here so that we can celebrate with one another together. That would be really, really beautiful. I myself, I'm celebrating this platform of coming here to Insight Timer. I did my first live at the end of April. And yeah, I've just like met the most amazing people on here, and I feel really fulfilled, and yeah, I feel really, really like I'm in the place that I'm meant to be at this moment. So I'm really celebrating that, and especially on this, the milestone of reaching 1,000 followers here as well. Yeah, I started out, I think I had 77 followers when I first started doing lives. And so it's been so, so beautiful watching this community grow over that time. Okay, so we're all filled up with our celebration, our gratitude, and now we're gonna flip the switch. We are going to let go and release. So again, time warping back to the beginning of 2021 in January and journeying along this past year. Is there anything that you're still holding on to from this year that you are ready to let go of? Is there anything that's still sticking within you? Any sort of situations, relationships, um, attitudes, beliefs, any of these things that are coming through for you. You can take a moment to write that down in your journal, and then feel free to share whenever you would like to. Mine is comparisons. I am ready to let go and release comparing myself to others. Ugh, it is just something that, yeah, it seems to be like this constant pull to see how I stack up compared to other people's, seemingly pristine lives from the outside that I don't actually really know what's going on. Oh, why am I still holding on to that? Why am I still trying to compare myself? Oof. Okay, I am letting it go. All right. So, if you took the time to write that on your paper, your invitation is to either rip that up, you can dissolve it in water, or you can burn it. Just something, or actually you can bury it in the earth as well. So doing something, if you wrote that in your journal, doing something that will allow that physical, tangible action of releasing and letting it go. And for those of you that didn't journal, and for all of us, we're just going to do a little body shake. So if you want to stand up to do your body shake, that's amazing, because then you can get your whole body into it. I'm going to stay seated right now, but we're just going to do a little body shake to like move that out. And if you want to release those and let them go, I love the imagery of letting them go into the earth, because we know that there are things in the earth, like the mycelium, right, and the mushrooms and things that their purpose is to eat, eat the decay, eat the things that are no longer in service to other places in the ecosystem. And so, yeah, we can trust in that power of the earth to take these things that we are releasing, letting go of, and allowing it to be composted down and turned into, nutrients for some new life that is to come in the future. All right, so if you want to do some shaking with me, and if you want to stand up again for this part, I'm just going to start with the head, and we're going to move the energy down. We're going to shake it out. So as we're holding in all of these things, we're releasing and letting go. Let's actually do it physically. Let's shake our body to release and let go. So starting at the top of your head, just go ahead. I actually might take my glasses off for this. Just go ahead, shake your head any way that feels comfortable. Don't push yourself to, harm yourself. If you can't shake any parts of your body, it's fine. Just visualize it. Visualize it moving down. So go ahead. And if you want to do any, like forceful exhales or make any sound as well, also very beautiful. It's helping that energy going. So shaking the head, bringing in the shoulders. So bring in those shoulders. Bring in the shoulders. Bring down the rest of the arms. Bringing in your chest. Bringing in the core. The rest of your core, your belly, your hips. Shaking it all down. Bringing in your legs. Down the whole way to your feet. Shaking all that down. Shake it all down. We're releasing, we're letting go. Ooh. All right. And then, if you're like me and you felt a little dizzy doing that, finding your way back to stillness when you have moved that energy out of your body. And we're going to go into our meditation. So if you want to, just going straight from here with that energy of coming down to stillness, we are going to just drop on in. So if you make yourself comfortable to just sit still for a moment and have your eyes closed if you have not closed them already. And feeling that energy as it has moved and flowed through your body. Maybe it, released some things within you, the things that have been sticking inside of you. And we're going to continue on with that energy of releasing, making sure that all of those corners, those dark corners within us, are being let go. So I want you to come into the awareness that you are in nature. You are in a part of the world that makes you feel completely safe and comfortable. Like you are one with the earth. And in this space, it's coming to the night time. So you're imagining yourself somewhere in nature, under the dark sky, and with only the moonlight to guide you. But in this place, you feel safe. You are safe. And you come to a clearing, an open space, and you see a spiral written on the earth. The spiral, a labyrinth that looks like the earth's womb. And you come up to the entrance of this spiral. And you see that the moonlight is just shining right in front of you. So you can only take one step at a time through the spiral. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and start your first steps within the spiral. And in this space of going inwards towards the center, we're going to continue to release and let go of anything that has happened, any mindset that we hold, any relationship that is not supporting throughout this past year. And again, with that energy of the earth below you, letting that be released from you into the earth. And more of it gets released the further within the spiral, within the labyrinth that you get. With each step, you feel those scales falling off. You feel the weight lifting from your shoulders. And continuing to to travel through the spiral, getting closer and closer to the center. And when you're reaching towards the center, take one final scan of your body from head down to your toes, reaching into every corner within you, seeing if there is any remaining thing that needs to be released and let go of here. Trusting in that support of the earth to take all that is not supporting you, to be composted and transformed into new life elsewhere. And as you come to the very center of the spiral, you see a candle. This is the candle that holds the hope of new life to come. The hope of the light to rise again. So you can go ahead and pick up this candle. Maybe you want to feel its warmth. Seeing how the light illuminates around you. It's like it's covering you in that light. It's holding you in that light. And now you're invited to journey back out of the spiral. And as you begin your journey back or forward, we're going to be planting new seeds. New seeds that you want to see grow and come to life in 2022, in this new year. So as you're holding on to your hope, planting your seeds of desire, your wishes, and not needing to do anything with them at this moment, let the seed travel down into the deep, dark earth, trusting that when the time is right, they will arise and blossom. So what are your deepest desires to bring new life into 2022? Continuing to walk in the spiral, you begin to notice that the sky has started to lighten. It's becoming a deep shade of blue, and you know that the sun has begun its journey back. So plant your remaining seeds. As you come to the opening where you first began. Taking one last look behind you at the spiral, the journey you've just gone on. knowing all of the seeds that you planted along the way. And again, trusting, holding on to that hope that the new life will make its way into the light at the right time, in its own timing. And you notice over the horizon, you see the pastel colors begin to rise, the yellows and pinks and oranges, as the sky turns to a lighter shade of blue. And you feel those first rays of the sun begin to warm the land as they reach your skin. Take in that feeling of the sun upon you. How do you feel in this moment? How do you feel within your body? Notice if there are any physical sensations that are present. If there are any emotions, feelings. And just honoring anything that comes up here. And when you feel like your journey has come to completion, when the cycle has come to completion, and you're ready to continue on into the next season, the next step of your journey, you can go ahead and allow your consciousness to come back up through into the present moment, into your physical body. And maybe you want to wiggle your toes and fingers. Take any last deep breaths that you need. When you are ready, you can go ahead and breathe your eyes open. Coming back into our collective space together. And continuing with that meditative energy. If you have a candle, you can go ahead and light your candle to symbolize that hope and trust that you have for those things for those wishes and desires you have to come back, to be reborn in the new year. That sign of the light returning. And feeling that warmth. The warmth from the light. Holding on to that hope. And if you would like to, then also, for those of you that are journaling, you can go ahead and write down those wishes and and desires, those dreams that you planted on your journey back, those things that you have placed in the darkness, knowing that all life is born from this darkness, and that you're going to take the steps to nurture and nourish these seeds as you continue on from here. So take your time to write those down. And if you want to share any of them in our comments, would love to witness what seeds you are planting for this year. My biggest wish is to is for my partner to get his visa so that we can move to the States. That is my deepest desire for 2022. May it be so. May it be so. Anybody else want to share yours? Also, winter energy. When you're working with cycle awareness, winter in the creative cycle is the time to dream and vision. So I actually like really love that this time of the year is that transition from the past year to the new year, and the time where we plant those seeds and dream into that, because in the cycle, that is the time to rest and pause so that we can dream of what will come to life in the spring. Mm. Yeah, one of my other wishes, desires for 2022 is probably, not probably, it is to have a sustainable business, have my business be able to support me, support our family. It's not quite there yet. It's enough to survive in India, but when we move, it will not be enough. So, wishing into that, planting the seeds of abundance to come. My other one, my third one, which probably I could move it up to the first one, would just be to allow myself to be present. There's an affirmation that just keeps coming to me, this idea of um, being with what is and hoping for what can be. So continuing this whole year, 2021 has been a year of me moving through scarcity mindset into more abundance. And so feeling like continuing on with that energy of being present with what is while holding on to the hope of what can be. Hmm. Okay. I'm just going to share. I'm going to share some simple rituals that you could do to engage with this energy. Probably, a lot of you still have a bit of time in your day to do a small honoring of the solstice. So, um, something that is popular in the Anglo-Saxon and Nordic traditions is the Yule Log. I'm sure you've heard about the Yule Log before. So if you have a fireplace, especially having a Yule Log um, that you burn in your fireplace, ideally you would have it burn all night, and then you can actually use the ashes for different sort of rituals or spells, depending on what you feel comfortable with. I know some people that sprinkle the ashes in like the corners of their house or outside of their house for protection, and yeah, other things you could do with the ashes. But having a Yule log is a thing that you can do. That the Yule log burns throughout the longest night. A chocolate Yule log. Oh, yeah. And you can eat a chocolate Yule log. Um, and you can make things like potpourri, and you can boil like spices on the stove, which I love doing, to fill the air, right, with the solstice spices. You can make orange pomenders, which I made one today. Our oranges aren't very pretty, but it's basically just you take cloves, and you just put them, you just like push them through the skin of the orange. And so you have like this clove and orange smell that comes through that's really, really, really beautiful. So you can make, these are called orange pomenders. So you can make these. I made a couple and I put them on my altar in our room to bring that smell through. You can also make garland out of oranges, and if you slice the oranges so that they are a circle, then they can be a symbol for the sun as well. So it's the symbol of the sun returning, getting longer and longer each day. And so if you dry them, you can dry them in your oven, or, if you have a dehydrator, you can dry the oranges and then make them into garland with with some cranberries and some star anise. It could be really, really, a really pretty decoration for the house. Another practice is, which I'm sure a lot of us are very familiar with, this idea of bringing in evergreens into the house. So this is a Yule tradition as well, bringing either evergreen garland for like mantelpieces or shelving, or a tree, right? An evergreen tree. And the Druids, who I am most connected with, believed that the evergreen tree was a symbol of survival through the darkest night. It's that continuing life energy that we hold even through the darkness, and the strength that we have to make it through the darkness. That's sort of what the evergreen tree symbolizes. So even if you go outside for a walk and you find and you live somewhere with evergreens, and you find even just a small little branch or something, bringing that home as a symbol of everlasting life and the strength to make it through the darkness. You can also turn off your lights at night tonight. Put your candles on and have a candlelit night. Would be really, really beautiful to, eat by candlelight, rest, do whatever, read a book by candlelight, whatever you want to do by candlelight without the artificial lights. You can also find an ancestral winter folk story. And if you want a suggestion of one, I would recommend the Deer Mother. Deer. So the animal, the deer, and looking up the Deer Mother, which is actually, I've just been reading about the Deer Mother, and I wish I would have talked about it yesterday during our Mother's Night, but the Deer Mother, they believe, is the symbol that created Santa Claus. It was the folk story that morphed into Santa Claus and Father Christmas. That it was a female deer, which the male reindeers lose their antlers in the winter, and the female deers don't lose their antlers until they are birthing in April, in the spring. And so there's a folk story that this mother deer held a light in its antlers, and flew through the sky on solstice night. And so that then now has turned into Santa Claus and all of his male reindeers, which is actually not very connected to reality. Whereas, yeah, if you want to look up more of that, that's one story I would recommend looking up. And the other thing that I'm planning on doing in the morning is waking up with the sunrise. So after, yeah, after this night of solstice night, getting up, I'm gonna try and get up a little bit before the sunrise and actually watch the colors of the sky lighten and the sun to rise. Even though I can't see ideally I would go somewhere I can see the horizon. I can't see the horizon where I am, but I'll just watch the sky turn from dark to light and honor that. Um, yeah, so those are some things that you could do today to connect with this energy. Winter's Rest Retreat. That is on, that is it actually would be hard to find. Amy, send me a message. Yeah, you have to sign up through my website, but it's not actually like on my website anymore. It's a page that's not there. If you send me a message and I can send you the link where you can sign up for that. Anybody, if anybody wants to watch the recordings of our retreat that we had this last weekend. We did a tarot session, we did a meditation session, we did a ritual. We did a ritual where we made wish jars, which is always a favorite. It's my third year making a wish jar on the solstice, and yeah, some other things that we did together. Excellent. Yeah. And thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for, yeah, just your commitment to connect in with yourself and this energy of the solstice. Like I said, as somebody who is like, teaching and guiding cyclical living, like to see so much energy and engagement to the earthly seasons really lights me up. Yeah, it's a privilege to hold this space with you all. Marjorie, if you want the Winter Solstice tarot spread, you also have to send me a message. It's not anywhere that's easy to find, but if you give me your email, then I can send it to your email, or you can sign up for the Winter's Rest Retreat and have that recording there. If you message me, I can share with you how to get that. Um, okay, beautiful. All right, and thank you for those of you that donated, and hopefully I will see you again tomorrow. These are 12 days of Yule. Tomorrow we'll be connecting in with Father's Night. It's going to be very interesting. It'll be a bit of a difficult the same time every day. Yeah, same time every day through till the 31st. Um, so if you wanna come here and hold the loving energy that I will probably be needing tomorrow for Father's Night, you can do that. Um, Saturn Daddy energy. Ooh, interesting. You'll have to tell us more about that tomorrow, Kelly. Um, and again, if you missed some of the beginning and you want the recording, you can go to my YouTube. This should be uploaded in a couple hours. After I eat dinner. I'm going to eat dinner, the nice roast, and I'm going to drink some mulled wine that has been seeping. So I will send you off with solstice blessings and see you again soon. Oh, connecting with the inner Saturn energy is the father. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. Oh, thank you, Amy. All right, beauties. Bye-bye.